So I ended up leaving my wife of 11 years because I couldn't deal with the violence that was going on, the neglect, and I didn't want to lose the kids too. Plus, I didn't want to hurt her anymore, where I could take a chance of going to prison because I went too far or something. No. So I ended up leaving to go stay with my cousin, who I'd been friends with for several years. We were very close. Somebody else had already lived with him, and the friendship ended after it happened. And they said the same thing could happen to me. So what do? Lose my friendship and stay with my wife and maybe get in trouble? Or take a chance of losing my friendship with my cousin and get away from this situation? And that's what I choose. I am very grateful that they let me stay with them, but yeah, the friendship ended. Why? I still don't know. But after that, I ended up getting the only place I could afford, which was a trailer right down the street from my house. And I made fun of this house, a trailer, so many times because it was so small. The woman who lived there was the woman who sold me this house on payments. I paid this house off 7 years after I got here. But she didn't live there anymore. She was renting it out, and it was extremely small. And that first night, I was crying. I was sitting in the living room on the floor, crying my eyes out because I couldn't believe that I was living in the place that I used to make fun of all the time. Anyway, then I was visiting my kids, and I was trying to do the best I could with what I had. I had left my wife also because I wanted to be with another woman. I didn't cheat on my wife. I left my wife first. I even told her, I don't love you anymore. I want to be with somebody else. I want to start out new. So that didn't turn out. That person was lying to me about things. She was seeing other people. And so it didn't work out. We're still friends to this day, but the relationship part didn't. And that woman is the one that had which I consider my daughter. I have never proved it, never had DNA test, but that's the person that I've known since age 12 that I've always wanted to be with, and I consider her my soulmate because we match on so many things, but it didn't work out. Okay, so my wife's still married at the time, so she was still neglecting the kids, still abusing them. When you do things long enough, what happened? You get caught eventually, and that's what happened. One time it happened at the school. The teachers heard it. Then they saw the marks on one of the children. I won't say which one. And then also she abused, like spanked them 12 times a piece and left marks. Somehow they got reported. They checked it out, and they saw the marks. So they did an emergency child care case and gave me custody of the kids until the courts could decide on what to do. But at that moment, she had lost everything, lost that. At the same time, she was wanting to sell this house and sell it cheap to anybody that would buy it because she didn't want to have to deal with the taxes on it, which wasn't even that much. Well, yeah, I guess it was, wasn't it? Because it went up. So it went up because we got sewage on this house and we had a septic tank. So it did go up quite a bit. But 15 years from then, it would be back down to what it was, which was only $100. $100 a year. But it went up quite a bit. So anyway, she was going to sell it, and I begged her to please sell it to me. She didn't want to do it. And then finally, she decided that she would. But at the same time, there was a thing going on here. She had a friend who was gay. He had a husband. They'd been married for like 15 years. This guy had done lots of things for children and other families and stuff like that. He even got his name in the paper. But he was bipolar schizophrenic. He talked to planes. Whenever he doesn't take his medications, he would talk to like planes and thought that they could communicate to him, stuff like that. And he started accusing me of doing things to the kids. And I thought this was very strange. Okay, very strange. But I couldn't get him out of her life, out of the kid's life, because he was the babysitter for her at times, many times. And I tried. I went to the police. I went to the county attorney. I went to the sheriff, SOS, welfare. But they said until he does something to the kids, nothing I can do. So I'll tell you next what ended up happening on there. But as I said, I got custody of the kids, and then it was finalized in court, and she lost custody of the kids. But there was an added thing that happened, and I'll have to tell that in the next video. I don't want this video to be too long. I thank you for watching, and it's just me keeping it real. Bye.